when I'll be back again. Kiss me and smile for me.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Traveling Gun. My name is Thomas. If you're new here, please be sure to subscribe. To all my returning subscribers, thank you for the support. I do appreciate it. Just finna leave the house. I start a 4-day trip. This is my very first full trip of July. No, we're in August. In August, and it's a pretty easy day. I just deadhead to Raleigh, and then I do a Raleigh to Nashville turn, which that's the first time I've ever done that turn before. And then I'm done a little bit like 10 o'clock tonight, so it's gonna be really short overnight. I think it's 10.5 hours because I have to report back at the airport by 10:45 tomorrow, so it's going to be a lot of short overnights for this particular trip. Was off for the last technically 2.5 days, 3 days, because my last trip ended with one flight and I got home about 9 o'clock. And you know, I tried to cut my grass yesterday before the storm came in and didn't get a chance to finish, so it's like, imagine getting half a haircut, you know, just one half is shaved, the other one is full. That's what my yard looks like right now. But other than that, that's all. I do have some things that I do want to talk about, and I'll tell you about those a little bit later on once I get to Raleigh. So I'm gonna drive on down to the airport, and I'll see you guys a little bit later on. Hello everybody, so I made it here to Raleigh. Today's flight was very uneventful today. Nothing too much happened on the flights, but I must say this. Now, you know, when some people carry come on the plane with babies in their arms or whatever, so they have to sit on our flights, they have to sit on a certain side of the plane, which is, if you're facing the cabin, it's the left side. If you're facing the front, it's the right side of the cabin. And because there's 3 oxygen masks there. And if it's a full flight, that means you have to stay on that side, because just in case oxygen masks deploy, your child will have a mask. Now, I had 2 Infinite Arms on my first flight from Raleigh to Nashville. They kept switching the babies back and forth, and I had to explain to them, listen, they need to stay on this side, because if the oxygen mask come down, you only have a split second to put it on, and that could be the difference between life and death. And people, I don't think people really realize that. And they just, you know, they kept doing it and kept doing it, but I have to keep reminding them to, because in a sense, it's my job to keep informing them to say, hey, they need to stay on this side for whatever reasons. But other than that, that's all that really happens. What I was going to talk to you about partially was, you know, I kind of wish I could show you a lot more than what I do on a day-to-day basis, but I can't, because our company's social media policy is so strict on what we can and cannot say and can and cannot show. So therefore, you know, kind of like how Court 2 Fly, how she does everything like that, you know, I can't show you all that, you know, that stuff, because that goes against our social media policy. And, you know, I wish I could, and, you know, show you all the day-to-day and the things that we do on the flights and things like that. But it's just one of those things, you just can't do it with our social media policy. But I wish I could. But she, you know, like, I like Courtney, you know, her content and the things that she show and the information that she gives. She's a wonderful YouTuber. But that's the reason why, you know, we can't do it. If you see other people that work for my company or my main line, that's the reason. It's just because our social media policy is so strict. But other than that, I'm finna go get a workout in. I have to be at the airport by 10 o'clock tomorrow. I'm gonna get up and go to breakfast in the morning, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for day 2. Good morning, everybody. Today is day 2. It's just a 2-leg day. I do a Raleigh to Austin turn, and that's pretty much it. I'm working first class today. It is a meal flight, so I will be serving meals on this flight. It's Friday, so I expect this flight to be packed out, because, you know, most people travel on the weekends. But other than that, yesterday was a hectic day in New York, which I'm glad I wasn't caught in it. It was tons and tons of cancellations and delays. Even when we came in last night, there was a flight that was supposed to leave Raleigh until to go to New York, and it was delayed. It was like we got in at 10, but they didn't have an update until 11, which 9 times out of 10 they weren't going to go anywhere because there's no telling if that crew was going to time out or not before the update. But they were canceling everything left to right. The one time I'm glad I'm not in New York because it was just like a madhouse. But I do go through New York tomorrow for day 3, but I don't expect it to be that bad. Hopefully it's not that bad. But other than that, I did get up for breakfast, ate breakfast, and worked out last night. And, now I got my, feel energized to get my day started. So I'll see you guys a little bit later on once I come back to Raleigh tonight for the end of day 2. Hello, everybody. I made it back here to Raleigh. And let's just say today was a day for everything. So we boarded up our plane going to Austin. We get ready to push back. Next thing you know, all the electrical lights and everything just turn off. Then they come back on. Then the captain calls me and says, hey, we have to go back to the gate. So we don't know what's going on. And then, so we had to deplane. So when she deplaned, I was like, we're not leaving for a while. And so she was on the phone and she was like, yeah, we're probably not going to go for a while, or we're not going to go at all because it was a electrical issue with the plane. And so luckily for us, within, 45 minutes, we had a plane swap and we made it to Austin. But on our way to Austin, I heard like this thud as we was descending and landing, and I thought we hit a bird or something. So I asked her, I said, hey, did we hit a bird? Luckily, we didn't, but our APU fell out. So that means there's no ground power. So that means the plane was hot in the middle of Texas heat. We were already delayed anyways. We were supposed to leave at 10:45. We didn't leave until 12 something from here, and we got there late. Luckily, the people that did have certain connections, they made it. And coming back here, we had to go around thunderstorms, so that made the flight a lot longer, which it was 3 hours, and it was supposed to be like 2:15. But other than that, that's pretty much it. That's a normal day. You have to expect delays and maintenance issues happening in this field. But other than that, our rest did get cut down to minimum rest. So 10.5 hours is our rest as of now. But I'm gonna go get a quick workout in. I'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early in the morning. I have a 5:45 van. So I'll see you guys a little bit later on. Good morning, everybody. Today is day 3. Today is going to be a 4-leg day. I go from Raleigh to LaGuardia to, I think, Buffalo, back to LaGuardia, then to Bangor. So, and it's like an 11-hour duty day today, working off of min rest. And hopefully everything is going well because, like I said, they were doing a lot of cancellations the past 2 days in LaGuardia. So we're going to see what today holds for us, and hopefully it all goes well and works out. And it doesn't affect my day 4, which is go home day. And that's the only thing that we can pray for. But I'm finna get ready to go downstairs to catch the shuttle, and I'll see you guys a little bit later on once I get to Bangor, Maine. Hello, everybody. I made it here to Bangor. Today's flights were very uneventful. The 2-hour sit that I had in LaGuardia before I came to Bangor really drained the rest of my energy that I had left over in my reserve for this actual leg. So I had to do everything in my power to stay awake. But as I said, it was uneventful. Me and my first officer were having a conversation at Jet Bridge in Buffalo. And he's from Australia. He was like, Buffalo has some of the best hot wings he's ever had. I said, have you had hot wings in Atlanta? He was like, nah. He said, where should I go? So I said, you should go to a place called Magic City. Magic City is internationally known to have great food. And for those who don't know what Magic City is a strip club, but they have some of the best food that I've ever tasted. Now, I don't frequent strip clubs like to actually throw money because it does nothing for me. I do go there sometimes, maybe twice, for food, and the food has always been hidden. And another first officer was in the crew room later on when I was telling him, because I've flown with him before, I told the first officer to go to Magic City. He was like, hey, listen, if you want something that's almost close to a 5-star, he was like, you need to go to Cheetah's. Cheetah's technically is a strip club as well, but they call it Cheetah's Lounge. And he was saying, he was showing the menu and everything. They had like gourmet stuff there. So hopefully my first officer does go there to Magic City. He'll be in for a huge surprise, but he'll have the best wings or food, whatever he orders, that he's probably ever eaten inside of a strip club. But other than that, I'm finna go take a nice little workout and come in and try to get ready to go to bed because I have to be up at 4 o'clock. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 4. Good morning, everybody. Today is go home day. Today's just 3 legs. Go from Bangor to JFK, JFK to Nashville. What I'm gonna try to do is to see if we could leave 10 minutes early because there is a flight that leaves at 10:33. Even it's just a deadhead, but we have to non-rev ourselves on an earlier flight. But I'm gonna try to see if we can make that earlier flight versus sitting for 2.5 hours in Nashville and getting home at 2 o'clock. So if I can make that 10:33 flight, I can get home at 12 instead of 2. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Once we get to JFK, I'm gonna ask the captain. I was like, hey, is it okay if we can see if we can leave 10 minutes early? That way we can, try to catch this earlier flight. And because we're scheduled to land around 9:59, that's what we're scheduled to land at. So if we leave a little bit early, that'll give us enough time. So by the time people get ready to deplane, it'll be like 10 o'clock and we can still make the flight over to Atlanta a little bit earlier. So that's the plan for today. Hopefully it works out. If not, I'll just have to sit for 2 hours in Nashville. But I'm finna get ready and go down here to the van. I'll see you guys once I get back to Atlanta to close out the vlog. Hello everybody, so I've made it home. Everybody, my whole crew, we were able to take an earlier deadhead. My FO, he took another airline. My flying partner, she took the jump seat because I would have knocked her out because my seniority was higher, and my captain took the jump seat for the pilots. So we all got on the flight. We all got home 2 hours early, and that's good for me because tomorrow I picked up a day trip just to get some more hours. So, and I know I need a haircut. I know you're looking at me like, dang, Thomas, what's up with your hair? But I'm going to get a haircut before my day trip. And then after my day trip, I'm off for 2 days, and then I start another 4-day trip. So all in all, this trip has been pretty good. Hopefully my first officer does go to Magic City and he enjoys himself. But I'm finna go get my hair cut. I'll see you guys on the next vlog. As always, hug on the ones that you love. Tell the ones that you love them. I'm out.